Hey girl, hey. Welcome to our podcast, Opinionated
Hey,
Moms.
moms.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan, and we are two moms sharing our opinions on marriage, motherhood, and most importantly,
All things reality TV. So let's get into it. So let's first kind of chat. How was your Halloween? I feel like that felt so long ago.
it was a long time ago, I feel like. Um, Halloween was really, really good. I didn't do anything. I stayed at home. So it was amazing. But my kids dressed up and I sent them trick-or-treating with their friends. What about you?
Yeah, I saw some pictures on Instagram that looked so cute. Halloween was great, honestly. Like the boys went trick-or-treating. I thought my little one was gonna have a harder time just because he doesn't really like to dress up. And then he's just super attached, but he did great. He didn't even have me by his side at all. He was knocking on doors, getting his own candy
Oh,
with his cousins. It was great. It was a great time. And I do have like some sort of little cough. So if you guys do hear that cough, I'm kind of fighting that out. But it was good. A good Halloween.
okay, perfect. Okay, so I have been spending a lot of time on social media, which I'm sure we all do, but I've been seeing all these questions, random things that people post on TikTok and wonder about themselves. So I was thinking we could ask each other some of those questions because I know people are just dying to know these random things as well.
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
love a good
firstly,
question.
what is your least favorite thing about parenthood? And I'm going to go first to get the ball rolling. My
Okay.
least favorite thing about parenthood is waking up early in the morning when I don't have anywhere to be, but I'm waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to take you somewhere. And you have an attitude because I'm trying to help you get to where you need to be.
Oh
That's
my
mine.
gosh.
What about you?
Okay. That's a good one. I didn't think about that. For me, I think just overall, not having like the freedom of being able to do whatever I want to do that day. If it's like be a bum on the couch for the day, can't really do that. If I want to just go drive to Starbucks real quick, I could do that. Then I gotta put my kids in the car, and I really don't want to do that. If I want to go to the mall, I'm like, well, my kids, do I want to take them to the mall? I don't really want to do that. So just the freedom in general of, that kind of just changes.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's all good stuff, but that would be mine.
the little buggers. They're just
Yes.
attached at the
Those
hip.
those sweet little blessings is what my husband and I say.
That's nice of you.
Yeah,
I
we
call
say
mine
that when, what do you call yours?
the minions.
The minions.
Yeah.
Well, we say that because it was a reel that I saw on Instagram that it was like, oh, instead of saying like sweet little a-holes, you're like these just sweet little blessings. It's like this mom was like just so pissed off saying it. So yeah,
Okay.
sweet blessing.
That works. I like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Would you redo your wedding day? You go first.
So I loved my wedding, if I'm being honest. I would want to relive it, not redo it.
Mm,
I would want to relive it because that day it was honestly it was really nice. There are a couple of things that I wish I would have done differently. I didn't get a picture with my dad, so I regret that till this day, and it really hurts my heart that I didn't get a picture with him. There's just so much going on those days. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What about you?
Okay. I would not. Okay. So technically, I had two.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we got legally married on Valentine's Day in the living room of our house. So that was
Okay.
really nice. And it was just my parents and his parents. And my brother was there. So, and obviously my oldest, she was there.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was it. And it was really, really sweet. Like me and my mom, we were up all night decorating for it. And, we made it really, really nice. So it looked like an actual wedding. It was beautiful.
Hmm.
I would not redo my big wedding because we had a big wedding that September
Hmm.
and it was the most stressful thing of my life. Just like planning it, all of my bridesmaids got on my nerves. Um, I
God.
love them,
Oh
but I
my
was like,
God.
no. I kicked all my bridesmaids and the groomsmen out of the wedding. I was like, nope, we're not having a wedding party. I was over it.
Oh my God.
I I didn't do any like decoration stuff. My friend has an event planning business, so she was like, "I'll do it for you for free." And I was like, "Great," because if she didn't do it, it wasn't getting done.
Oh
Like I
my
was
God.
it was just a lot more stressful than I thought, considering I was the bride that knew what I wanted. Like I went in like I
Mm,
want A, B, and C. Like you would think it would just get done.
yeah.
It wasn't. So no.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because my husband's always like he had fun at our wedding, but he's always saying how if he could redo it, he would take all that money and use it for like a house.
Yeah.
We did go on a really nice honeymoon, so he can't say that we didn't go on one. But he's always saying how he would rather put that money and like go on another vacation or, yeah, just I'm like, stop. You had so much fun. Like it was great.
No, for
Um,
sure. For sure. I actually, and then I ended up getting laid off the next year. Wow.
oh,
So it was like I spent all this money on the wedding and it was stressful. I mean, I had fun, don't get me wrong. Like my wedding was great,
mm,
but I was also, I just found out I was pregnant at my wedding. So like,
oh my,
you know what I'm
wait,
saying?
so were you drinking at your wedding?
No, I found out like the week before, but everybody thought I was drunk. And I was like, do I just come off like a drunk person?
You must.
But no, it was fun, but I wouldn't pay or plan it again. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right.
smart.
Last question. What is your vice for motherhood? And I'm going to go first so you feel extra comfortable telling me what yours is. Mine
Okay.
are edibles. Not all
Okay.
the time, just like
Yeah.
when it's been like an extra hard day or like the menstrual cycle is hitting extra hard. I get chronic migraines, like stuff like that. I'm like, let me just take one to like get through the day
hmm
and I'm good. It eases my anxiety.
Okay. No, I get that. I get that. Oh gosh. Well, I had stuff like planned in my head, but like when you say that, I'm like, okay, maybe I was gonna go to like ice cream, like pints of ice cream, and like I'm an emotional eater. I feel like if I'm having a bad day, whether it's work related, just personal, I'm just not feeling it. Even if I'm happy, I just resort to like pints of ice cream, which is probably like not good at all. Like if it's just been a day, like just give me some reality TV, let me have my pint of ice cream, and yes, I'm going to finish it all. And I don't care if it was like 1,000 calories. Um, but honestly, like ice cream is mine.
That makes sense.
Um,
I like
yeah.
ice cream.
Yeah, but this was fun. I liked these kind of questions to kind of just chat a little bit about like our lives, what we're into, what we're
Yeah.
not into, which is great. So we have an episode which I'm super excited about. We're going to be discussing a couple shows, the finale for Orange County and also Potomac. But first, let's talk about reunion looks. And I feel like that was already so long ago.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the reunion looks? Like, I'll start off with my favorite. Okay, I just have to say, I actually was really disappointed with, I don't even know what the theme was because it was just,
Did they have a theme?
to
I
me,
thought
I
they
feel
were
like it was,
just dressed.
I don't know. I thought it was a huge miss. Everyone looked dressed differently, and some of them were had the same colors. I think my favorite dress, and it's not like I loved it, was Tamara's dress.
Girl, hold
Um,
on. Let me look at these because I need to know. I need to
You're
refresh
like, I
my.
don't remember. Okay, so I'll walk you through as you're looking it up. As you're looking it up. So Gina wore the shortest dress ever, which I mean, she looks amazing. Her body is great. I was just like, oh my gosh, when you sit down, is your hoo-ha going to show? And are you going to remember to close your legs that entire time? Because you're there for a long period, right?
They are. They film
Um,
that's like an 8-10 hour day, right?
yeah, it's a really long day. Um, so that was Gina's dress. Emily, I thought she looked nice. It wasn't my favorite. It didn't do anything for me.
I don't like that color,
Uh,
Emily, and you know how I feel about Emily, but I feel like she's so tan and she's wearing that gold color. I did remember that before looking at it again. It's like I didn't really like
yeah. What about Shannon's dress?
Shannon.
It's what you would expect from
Right.
Shannon.
She looks like the mother of the group. Like that's how she acts too. Like
but like that dress, I was like, that is so unflattering on her. I'm like,
yeah.
come on.
I don't know what
She's
bra
had
she's wearing,
better
but
reunion looks.
her boobs are like up here. Like, girl, what?
Yeah, it was like it was just it was crazy. Okay. Heather, she looked nice, but it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Katie's dress actually. I just
Katie
realized
looks amazing.
I think Katie's dress is actually my favorite dress.
Okay, so
She
yes,
yeah.
I looked at that. Okay, so the post that I'm looking at is an Instagram post, and it's by Queens of Bravo, which I've been following them for a little while, and I really like their page. But based on the comments on this post on their page, everyone thinks Katie is the best dressed for sure.
Oh, and I would agree. I would agree. Honestly, she nailed it.
Hmm.
Um, oh, and Alexis's dress too.
Wait, Alexis, wait, hold on.
It was a short
I
glitter dress.
confused her for Jen. Sorry.
Oh,
Mixing up my blondes. No, Alexis, look, you know what's funny? I wore a dress just like this when I was like 14 to a school dance.
I mean, it's a cute dress, but I just feel like it's not really like reunion material. But I mean, what do I know, right? I've
It's
never been out.
see-through.
Oh, is it? I didn't even
I
notice.
can see I can see like sounds weird, but I can see like between her legs, like clear as day.
Oh, like the
The material.
sheerness. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice. And what about Jen's dress?
I mean, I think Jen looks nice. It's not a reunion dress for me though. It's
Yeah,
just like
I thought
dinner.
it was okay. But I'm excited for the reunion. Okay, so the finale for OC. I feel like okay, I have my main point that I want to say, but I feel like I want to talk about that at the end because it's about Shannon.
Hmm.
But overall, I feel like Tamara had a horrible season. I just feel like in general, she was just doing too much. And I think the audience has said it too, where she might have had good intentions and like though her thoughts were probably right or opinions, how she delivered herself this entire season just came off and it was so bad. And I'm like wondering like what's going on in her mind, like as she's watching herself back. Like, is she like, oh my gosh, what did I do all season?
I don't think
Um,
so. Because I feel like this is like her what, 15th, 16th year doing this, and she does the same thing every season. So like she can't.
but I think though, from listening to her on Two T's on a Pod, like she's been every episode when she's recapping other shows, she's coming on to say like she knows how like the season's not going great for her. I actually feel like it's starting to click like, oh shoot, like this was really bad for me. And I don't know. I'm just kind of like, where does the next season go from here? Do they bring her back? Um, okay, but what are your thoughts?
I think they should bring her back because she's like a huge source of conflict. So
Mm-hmm.
she has to come back. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just want to look at her and be like, girl, don't you get tired? Like, isn't
I
it
know.
exhausting always
That's how I
being
feel about
around people?
Shannon though. That's how I feel about Shannon.
Yeah,
Um,
but I feel like Shannon brings stuff onto herself. And then, like, they're talking to her about the stuff that she inflicted on herself. Tamra is like going after
yeah,
other people and their issues. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if you think
yeah.
about it, Tamra doesn't have a storyline. Like, what is her storyline? Nothing's
She
happening.
doesn't.
So her
Yeah.
whole existence this season was just to attack Shannon.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. How did you feel about Katie, Heather, and the whole Emily situation? Do you believe Katie? Like that, like even when they play back her son saying like, "Oh, Heather, that really mean girl," and it was like, "Oh my God, what do you
I
think?"
think because I have a 10-year-old daughter, so very close to Emily's 8-year-old boys, right? I think they hear more than you think that they hear. And because
Hmm.
like sometimes I'll have a conversation with a friend and then like time will pass and Quinn will my oldest, she'll repeat stuff to me that I didn't know that she heard or didn't know. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like kids pick up
Yeah.
on stuff that you're not aware of. And she's filming a whole television show. Like I'm sure
Yep.
at some point they heard that she had issues with Heather.
So
And
you do think?
I think her boy said it, but I don't think that they said it like Heather's so mean and da 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 da. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, to Katie's point, Katie in her one of her last interviews in the last episode, she was like, "Well, my daughter's older, so we can talk about things more openly," which is also true. And
Mm-hmm.
that may not be something that Emily's thinking about because her kids are so small. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't have like a great relationship with her mom, but like, there's this
Mm-hmm.
threshold that you cross around like between 18 21 where your mom becomes more of a friend and you start to
Yeah.
gossip with her. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's true on both sides, honestly. I
Mm-hmm.
think the boys did say it, but I do think Emily really thinks her boys don't think that about Heather. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
No, that makes sense. I didn't know who to believe, if I'm being honest. I
But
was just
honestly, it's really not that effing serious. Like, if I were
it,
Heather, I'd be like, oh my God, your 8-year-old thinks I'm mean. I'll come over and bring them candy. Sorry. Like, I
well,
don't
I think that
care.
just shows us that once again, Heather cares about what the audience, what people think about her, and then I think it's just maybe more hurtful that she's like, wait, Emily's kids are saying this about me. Like I thought we were good. Like she's probably like, you're now your whole family knows how you feel about me. Excuse me. Um, so I don't know. It's like don't I believe Katie and I believe Emily, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
That just makes
that's
me
what I'm
sound
saying.
crazy.
I think it's true on both sides. I just think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, well, because it's Heather, it is a big deal. Okay. Now, what do you think about Jen and Ryan? That whole situation. Forget them getting engaged, nobody cares, but
Not nobody cares.
like no, nobody cares. Like, do you find him to be like a red flag? Because I do. I don't
He
trust that man.
okay, first of all, I'm just gonna be honest. Tamara could have never said anything about the FBI. Everyone could absolutely be in love with Ryan. I would still think he's a walking red flag. It's just the vibe that he gives off is very like it's fake. He's putting
Hmm.
on for the camera for sure.
Oh yeah,
Nothing about him
totally.
that reads genuine.
Yeah, okay, good. I honestly I feel the same way too. I don't feel like I don't know, I don't feel like he's being real and genuine and I don't buy whatever he's selling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, and what about the part where Shannon is pissed off for like no reason, storms off, and Katie's husband
Katie's
is just
husband.
standing there because this is what Shannon does. And I'm so happy it was caught on camera because she like storms off and she's like, I'm gonna leave. And Matt's like, okay, like what happened? She's like, I don't even know what she's so mad about. I think it's because John Jensen's picking up Alexis. I don't even know what's happening.
Oh,
I
she
don't
had
even
just got
remember.
into that fight with Tamara, or Tamara said something to her.
Oh, okay. And then Matt's like, oh, she's like, I'm gonna leave. And he's like, yeah, like maybe it's time for you to leave. What? How dare you talk to me like that? It's
Yeah,
like, no, it's like you've been nothing but kind to me. So I'm like, just letting you know, maybe it's time to walk away. You don't even know me. How dare you speak? And right there, I was like, this is why I cannot stand Shannon because in her head, she makes up scenarios, she twists stuff. Matt, I don't feel like he
poor
did
Matt.
anything wrong in this situation. And then she walks back to Katie, like, your husband was just so inappropriate with me. And I was like, wow, like, this is how you spin things. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
like, I now actually believe Johnny J, even though I can't stand the man. I'm like, Shannon is crazy. But she's so good at just I don't know, like I don't like the woman, clearly.
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
See, that wouldn't have worked on me. Like if you came up to me and you were like, "Oh, your husband was so rude to me," I'd be like, "No, he wasn't." I would just know. But I think Katie handled it well, where she was like, "Oh my God, what did he
Hmm.
say?" Because
Hmm.
that's obviously not normal, you know.
Yeah.
And Shannon even said she was like, "I said I was gonna leave," and he said, "Yeah, you should leave." Like,
Hmm.
girl, sit
It,
down.
it was just too much. I was like, he didn't deserve. I don't understand. He was trying to help her, just be an ear, and he was just standing there alone by himself,
He was
not
trying
bothering
to
anybody.
avoid everything, and here you come with a
And
camera.
like somehow he became the bad guy, which I was just so angry because I was like, this is exactly why like I can't stand Shannon.
Yeah. And she
But
didn't leave.
overall,
She stayed.
And she, because that's what she does all the time. She wants people to chase her. She wants, when she says she's done, like she's seriously done. She expects like production to go pick up after her, or like, and this is how it feels. Not that like this is
No,
actually
yeah.
happening, but it's just, I'm tired of her act, honestly. The same way people are tired of Tamara's act, I feel like I'm tired of Shannon's act. But overall, I thought it was a good season. It was entertaining, filled with drama, so I'm excited for the reunion. Now
Yeah.
Potomac. Potomac. What are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts first from this
Okay, so
episode,
I did literally just watch it like an hour ago.
which I
Um,
love that.
okay, Karen, I'm she makes my head hurt because I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with Mia and Kay. What's her name? Kiarna? Is that
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mia and Kay getting into it. That argument was completely unnecessary. I do think Mia, she pulled something out with the whole like your boyfriend is a drug dealer thing, which Ashley confirmed that other people have heard that this is a rumor, whatever. So like, so if any little thing, people on Housewives are gonna pull out. Um, but I think Kiarna's reaction to it was like up here where it should have been right here.
To wait, so Kay's reaction to Mia asking about her ex drug dealer boyfriend?
Yeah, that could have been more so one of those things where she didn't have to go off on Mia. She could have just said like, girl, that's not true. Like my man, he's a licensed clinician or whatever he is. Like he's a
Mhm.
licensed social worker, and this is
Social worker.
what he said.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have to be like take out the boxing gloves type thing. What surprised me the most, though, and I say that about Mia because it's like we all know Mia's gonna pull out something ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What surprised me though was her reaction to Ashley asking about the scar.
Hmm.
I was like, why are you screaming at her? Like, you do have a scar. But she's acting like Ashley gave her the scar.
Hmm.
Because if we're really saying that Ashley set up this fight that happened last year, if we're saying that, okay,
Hmm.
the fight wasn't against Kay. Kay jumped
Hmm.
in the middle of it. Why would you do
Yeah.
that? Why would you do that?
No, I mean that was her mistake by getting in the fight, but I think she was just trying to de-escalate it, or like just defend, which in
Mm,
the end she ended up hurting herself. I actually completely disagree with that, how you think of, so I take things way too personal, first of all. I act like I'm on the show and I act like I know these girls, like, and I've been friends with them all my life. I don't even know them. But number one, this episode made me realize like why I can't stand Mia and Jacqueline. She just needs to, what was with her like monkey butthole lips? Like it was like just so bad at the
not her
brunch.
monkey butthole
It
lip. Her
it
makeup
was
in
like
general was really bad. Like her foundation was like too light, and then her blush was too dark. It was a lot happening.
it was a lot. And I was like, I just didn't understand how me and her go from tearing each other apart on the season that Jacqueline was on, and Mia being so mean to her, so low to her, like things like you would never do to like a sister or like a best friend. And now this year they're like, oh no, like we're ride or dies, like we're loyal for each other. It's
I
like
mean, I've
you
seen
girls
it
are so
happen.
fake. But like I feel like their plan is to come in and to take Karen down. Like that is exactly what in my mind, like you can't change that. I actually felt like Mia started the fight with Kay when Kay was just saying like, hey, like you guys need to take a chill pill. Like you guys went hard on Karen. I know you can't stand Karen. And Mia was like, oh, like, what about your like drug dealer boyfriend? And Kay's like, which one? She started cool because she was like, which one? She's like, tell me, which one? And she's like, and then of course, Ashley always has to stir the pot, but she can't ever talk about what's going on in her real life. She can't talk about her creepy marriage. She can't talk about like the custodies. She can't ever talk about like what's going on in her real dating life. Like it's all a lie from Ashley. So for her to always be like, oh yeah, this is what I heard. It's like, and we all know what we have heard between Michael, her, and like their marriage. And I feel like Ashley's comment of like, hey, so like I want to ask you about your scar. It set Kay off because her intentions are not good. And it's proven in the confessional when Ashley's like, I was just asking her stupid face all the time. I was just asking a simple question because I didn't see a scar. So I wanted to know if her makeup liner has been helping her. I was like, you think you're so good. I was like, I read that all the way through. That's just my thoughts,
I have
my
no problems
opinions.
with Ashley. Ashley, because I don't take her seriously. I'm just like, girl, that was so
But I feel
stupid.
but like it's like she does these things where, or I don't know if you know this, if you feel like this, but I feel like she likes to get her hands a little dirty, but she's so cute and she's so pretty. Like, she knows how to like kind of like snake her way out of it, and I'm like, does no one see this?
Because it's
Like,
not
does
that
no one?
serious. It's really not that serious. When
So,
Ashley does stuff, it's really not that serious. Like for example, with the event her and Giselle had a couple episodes ago, and like the girls
mhm,
showed up late. They were both angry, right? And Ashley just said some like side comment or whatever. Giselle is the one that called security over and like had them removed and all that stuff. That's generally what happens. Like Ashley will say something like, "Oh, girl, something, something, something," and then somebody else will come in with like a real low blow, like, "Oh, that was real unnecessary."
mhm.
That's why
Yeah,
Ashley doesn't bother me.
yeah. Well, I mean, she's good TV. Don't get me wrong. She stirs the pot. She's good at what she does. It just, I don't know. Like, I feel like, oh my gosh, like, does no one else see this?
No, she irks you.
Um,
That's totally valid. She's definitely shady for sure.
she's so shady. She's so shady. And I think I just get so, what it is like, I take it so personal when it's against the people that I like. Karen, oh my gosh, she's just, like, I love Karen, but it's just like, oh my God, I just wish she would just take accountability and then
I
it would be so
understand
much
too
better.
with her legal case, like she may not be able to say, first of all, on the one hand, I'm like, okay, she can't say anything because she's like going to court for it. She doesn't want to admit anything. But girl, you were caught as the
Like, was
solo
it you? Was
driver.
it not you? Yeah, like, were you not the driver? I'm sorry. Was it not you who got caught? Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you were the one person with the car. Um,
yeah.
you were the one with the high blood alcohol level. Like why are we pretending this isn't existing?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. It was like I just wish she was it's okay to be like, hey, something horrible has happened. I can't talk about it right now. I feel really bad. Like, is
Yeah.
that like against her case? I don't know. I've never had a DUI, so I really don't know.
Yeah, because she never
But
said she felt bad.
yeah. And how about at the end when Stacy goes to Mia and Jacqueline and they tell her this information and Stacy looks like she was just told that Karen killed someone. And
Because
she's
she's
like,
so
I
dramatic. She's so dramatic. Like I told you, I just don't like
she
her.
cracks me up.
I just don't like
She's
her.
so interesting.
She's
She,
so...
I
Can
don't
we
know if
talk
I
about
can
her man
believe
though? Can we
oh
her man?
her best friend.
Why was she mad at Ashley for saying like, oh, but she has
I
someone though, first of all. And it could be because that's not actually her man. That is not your man, girl. He was giving me gay best friend vibes. When she went on the balcony, and I promise to God, this is what I was thinking. When she went on the balcony and she was on FaceTime and you heard that voice, I was like, oh, she must be calling like her gay best friend. When she showed that scream, I was like,
oh my gosh, that's
girl, that's not your
hilarious.
man. That's not your man.
That's hilarious. I feel like she's being so weird about it. Number one, because of his religion, and then number two, in my head, and she hasn't explained this, but I think she's trying to protect the marriage that she's currently in. I don't know if this guy's like a really big deal, whoever she was married to. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the whole like why it's so secretive, but like I don't know. I don't know. But at the end, when she's like, Karen, she's like, this is what they're telling me. She's like, is this true? Should I be concerned for you? I was just
That's
like,
not
you
true.
had no idea.
you can't first of all, if Karen really did have a drinking problem, which I don't think Karen has a drinking problem, I just think she just makes really stupid decisions. Like
Yeah.
she's probably just one of those people that can't like hold her liquor. So she goes out and she
Mhm.
gets wasted and she thinks she can drive, and then obviously she can't. But why you can't ask somebody that. You can't go up to somebody who has an actual problem and be like, "Do I need to take you to rehab?" And they're just gonna be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go now." Like, no.
I thought that was hilarious though. Oh, also, I am loving, and I know you probably, I don't know if you're gonna agree, but Jazzy, I love Jazzy so far. And
I
you're like,
she hasn't made
you're like, who?
I had to think about it. She hasn't made that much of an impact on me for me to say one way or the other. I don't dislike her though, for sure.
I liked in the previous episode where she kind of come like when she's like she just is so well spoken. And when she talks to Ashley, like, oh, like I didn't mean to like slam the door in your face. And Ashley's like, well, but you did. And Jazzy's like, okay, girl, get over it. Um, and like in this episode, she's just kind of like, okay, guys, yes, let's give Karen a break because she's on Team Karen right now. I absolutely love her. I do think she's so pretty and I love her style. So I'm excited just to see her kind of unfold a little bit more. Um, but honestly, this week's episode for Potomac was really good. And Giselle comes back for next week's episode. So I'm excited to see, and it's gonna be Wendy's birthday dinner. So a bunch of stuff's gonna go down there.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'm
excited.
scared.
You're scared.
I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm scared because it's like I don't want things to go so left for Karen. I already feel like she's in a hole. I'm like, just get out of it. Karen, get out of it. Like Giselle,
Just say like the fact that she's like, "Oh, well, you can go read it and it's already there." Like, yeah, exactly. So just say that it's there. Like I see it. So just say
yeah,
it.
yeah. It was good. Any final thoughts on this episode?
No, they give me a headache. They remind me of like my high school.
I'm enjoying the season though so far. Like Mia, as much as I can't stand her, she's delivering. Um, so I'm just I hope that it ends well for Karen. Um, And so we're going to be wrapping up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And please let us know if you guys have your thoughts, questions for us, things that you guys want us to talk about. You guys should totally drop it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, do all the things, watch it 7 times. All that support really does help us. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay, bye guys. Love you.
Bye.